good friend of mine has asked me to fix this Fender Made in Mexico Special Edition Stratocaster. This guitar is beautiful, it's a bit of a mutt, has a big Special Edition 50s style neck paired with this amazing candy apple red relict body. The pickups on this appear to be custom wound, really nice vintage voicing to them. When I got it, it wasn't a bit of a state. So I'm going to go step by step and show you guys how I got this guitar back in shape. Firstly, I removed the old strings. They got a bit stuck, so I had to take off the back plate. The next job is the cleaning stage. A microfiber cloth and some dusting always makes your guitar look loads better. The first noticeable issue I found was the tremolo arm. I sprayed some remarkably unbranded WD-40 into the socket, and it now moves and tightens effectively. Next, I got out my favourite Dunlop fretboard cleaning kit. I shampooed and then conditioned the fretboard, as you may have seen in some of my other videos. Again, it's worth mentioning this only works on rosewood fretboards. After that, I always like to give everything a bit of a polish and another dust. Then it's time to put on your new strings. I decided to hook my friend up with some D'Addario 10s, as they've always been my favourite. Then, once I traversed the old school tuners, it was time to get the guitar up to pitch, see what the bridge and the neck relief were like. Upon doing this, I found that the bridge was actually really tilted. This is likely due to the fact that the bridge probably wasn't set up properly in the first place, and that the guitar probably didn't have 10s on it originally. So I had to go back into the back plate and adjust the screws accordingly to make it nice and flat like this. It is worth mentioning that these Fender guitars have the capabilities of a floating tremolo system. It's always good to leave a little bit of slack either way. That being said, when it comes to Strats, I've always found that people generally prefer their bridge just to go down, and set it up as flat as I could with a little bit of relief on the back, and it now works great. But that wasn't all. I found instantly that the action throughout the entire neck was way too high. Some people like high action, but this was going on slide guitar level, so we had to sort that out. It was important to look at the bridge saddles before we did anything to the neck, so I had a little look and played around with the action a little bit. I managed to bring it down to a level where the lower frets were actually really good, but that's when I became worried. The higher frets still had a really high action, yet somehow were still buzzing and fretting out. This told me that it was obviously a truss rod issue. Now with vintage style Strats like this, the truss rod adjustment is not at the headstock. It actually sits right here at the very top of the neck. This means in order to adjust it, we have to take the neck plate off and actually remove the neck from the body. This is not ideal for any guitar and should only be done when absolutely necessary. But this guitar has been laying unplayed for months due to this issue, so I knew I had to do something about it. I knew due to the nature of the bow that the truss rod needed tightening. It's always preferable to do small, quarter-sized turns and then test. It's also really important to mention that no matter where your truss rod adjustment is, you make sure that your strings are not at tension when you're making changes. I managed to get the guitar to this kind of level. It took about an hour of moving between truss rod adjustment and bridge saddle height until I got it to a level that was playable and not too high. Yet still the action seems a bit high at the higher frets. This may mean that other adjustments like the nut depth and the bridge itself might need to come into play. As for now, the guitar is strung, looks its best and is playable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you guys have any further recommendations of things I could do or try out to make this guitar play even better, please put them down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.